and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something that I haven't done in quite a while, and that is play Eldarya. So I've gotten a few comments and a few requests to continue playing this. I am playing through on Nevra's route currently. There is maybe another route that I'm interested in, but I'm not even going to go there just yet. We are on Nevra's route. So I think that I left this off at episode 16, and I can't remember much of what's happened apart from the guard just completely betraying us and stabbing us in the back, and I'm pretty sure that I'm still mad at like most of them, so I guess we're gonna head into episode 17 and see where it picks up from there. Alright, here it is, episode 17, The Doors of Janus Geb. The storm in you has calmed. Really? Has it? I don't know if it has. And this new breeze has brought serenity. However, be wary of the corrupted heart whose hate is ready to destroy all. Ominous. Oh, what the... Okay, guys, we're not playing episode 17. We're playing episode 16. For fuck's sake, why does this happen to me? Okay. The evil crystals. Resentment is like poison. That sounds better. That sounds a lot better. It worms itself with turpitude to corrupt your soul and is rarely erased. It's time to take control of your destiny and give in to the dawn of a new era. Well, that sounds pretty epic. Oh, I still feel like such an idiot. Oh my god. Who am I? Previously in Eldarya. No, nah, let's not. I can't really remember, but it's fine. We don't need to see that. Come on, any day now. All the changes in HQ aren't a bad thing. On the contrary, thanks to it's been a while. Huang Hua. I know exactly what I have to do to become someone here. To become a someone here. A certain recent chapter of my life here in Eldarya is still a mystery, and I'd like to put an end to that fast. Bolivia. I waited patiently for Huang Hua to finish talking about the changes before presenting my idea to them. Miko expressed her desire for me to leave. What? But my beloved Huang Hua said she'd rather have an impartial witness, so I stayed. Oh, she is beloved, isn't she? Miko is just a bitch. Anyway. I was stamping my feet with impatience at the thought of being able to talk to them about this. Finally, I'd like you to ask this brilliant young woman if she wants to become a member of the Light Guard. Yeah, you ask me. From everything I've heard about her, I think she'd be an excellent addition to the team. Wait, are we talking about me or are we talking about someone else? I agree with you there. Evelyn has proved herself indispensable over time, and her skills have saved the day quite a few times. Okay, we're not even talking about me, we're talking about someone else. See how eager I am to just, like, boast about myself? I wanted to offer her the promotion, but she's clearly in a good place where she is right now. Belonging to the Light Guard is not on her list of priorities, but I'm not giving up hope, and will continue my efforts to convince her. Finally, a good decision. Haha, 1 point to her. Oh, shut up. We'll talk over the details later, okay? That works for me. Does anyone have anything to add? Well, yes. Yes, I have something to add. Go ahead. I imagine you remember the mission to Bolivia. How could I forget? I'd like to go back there to resolve the conflict between the Mike and the villagers. The mushroom people. How's she gonna send me packing this time? I completely agree with you on that. Really? When I saw Miko's expression, my excitement dimmed. I'm guessing there's a but. Really? Aren't you going to yell? But as it's me, that's a no. Yeah, let's go that one. It's nothing against you, but There's nothing we can do about that right now. Like you said, we don't have the right to intervene unless you ask us to, but I'm guessing you're not going to let it go just because I tell you no. Out of the question. Okay, let me think about this for a few moments. You've caught me a little by surprise. I wasn't expecting a request like that. She scratched her forehead, deep in thought. After a few minutes, she asked Wang Hua and the boys to approach her, and they spoke quietly to each other. Whoa. Luckily, Wang Hua was in the discussion, or it wouldn't have turned out well at all, because all the rest of y'all suck. Except, Ezreal's okay now, and I guess I'm still a little bit mad at Nevra, but we'll see how that goes. They sure are taking their time to think about it. Hurry up, why are you so slow? Okay, well, I'm not particularly fond of either of these people, but let's just go Kiro. What? Are you still angry? Why, what did I do? I can't remember. Yes, but Wang Hua's presence reassures me. Me too. HQ is finally going to be able to head in a sensible and respectable direction. Finally. I hope so, but that might be without me. What? What? Eri, we've reached a decision. Ah, she scared me. Yes, what is it? It's a no, isn't it? Oh, we cannot acquiesce to your request. Wonderful. All that time spent so we could hear that. Oh, gosh. I just hate the cards so much. Like, oh, why did I play this again? At least not for now. However, we propose you try and persuade us. Oh, no. No, that is out of the question. I don't want to do anything for you, to be honest. Persuade you. Yes, if you really want to resolve this conflict, persuade us. How about you take... No, okay. I'm not going to go there. But if you can't even find a way, how am I supposed to? I don't get it. So basically, you're asking me to do all the work instead of you. Yes, salty answers for the win. Take it as you will, but it's our only proposition. What Miko was trying to say is that they have considered the situation and haven't found any way to solve the problem. Yukar, if you don't mind. She gestured to Yukar to jump in. Ah, yes, indeed. Kara and I, we have studied an astronomical number of scenarios, but they all lead to direct confrontation with the Bolivians. We have also considered contacting the Myconites, so that they invite us to help. Unfortunately, the risk of poisoning is too great. Okay. Obviously, you may conduct all the necessary research and ask for counsel from anyone you want. However, we will give you 72 hours, not one more. 72 hours, no more. I hate her. Once your time is up, you must admit defeat. Oh my God. And we must wait for one of the two parties to go as far as invite us to intervene. Consider it a challenge. Count on me to succeed. This is not a game, Miko. You can't let the situation slide just because nobody's asked for help. I don't think that's fair for either side, but at least it's not a definitive no. I'm going for this one. Unfortunately, it's not entirely my decision, and the responsibilities I bear with my position force me to do nothing. I will not negotiate with you on this. It is our only proposition. You are free to refuse. No, I accept. Perfect then. May the ardor of the phoenix guide your heart and mind to the solution. Despite what you may think, Eri, I sincerely hope you will find a way to come to their aid. Whoa, Miko really seems sincere this time, and her words are putting me under a little bit of pressure. I feel it is time to end this meeting, unless one of you has something to add. Nothing for me. Nothing except to wish you luck. If you need any advice, don't hesitate. I was going to say the same thing. I concur with my colleagues. All of y'all suck. I don't want to talk to any of you. I don't want to talk to you either. Or you. You can count on me. Same here. Get out of my way. Don't put too much pressure on yourself either. I'm sure you'll find a way. Thank you, everyone. Kiro really seems annoyed. He's not saying anything, but I can sense all the anger radiating from him. What is he annoyed at? I can't remember what I've done wrong. While the others left one by one after Miko had finished, I saw Kiro standing still facing her, clenching his fist. This doesn't bode well at all. Maybe he's gonna punch her. That would be fantastic. As soon as he comes out, I'll ask him if he's okay. In the meantime, I should work on my plan if I want to save everybody. Because, to be honest, all I really care about is those little mushrooms. I don't care about anyone else. Except for, what's his name? The big guy? The weapons? Yeah, I can't remember his name. There's a big weight on your shoulders now. Think of a solution to present to Miko. Go to your room. Girl, I think you have work to do. I started to talk aloud to help myself think. Let's recap. On one side, we have Bolivia. They are refusing our help, and so we can't do anything because of past treaties. On the other side, we have the Myconides. After death, they blocked off the entrance to their cave. I bet the Bolivians are refusing all communication with us, unless I approach Hagley directly. She seems quite wise, and I think she'd like to see an end to this conflict as soon as possible. So, we need to contact Hagley. On reflection, that seems too easy. I imagine I've already tried to make contact with her. Oh, what's this? What's this book? Okay. Oh, we have a notebook. Lovely. I wrote this idea down in my notebook. I'll have to check with the car what contact has been made with Bolivia since it all happened. Okay, that's the first idea. Otherwise, we can make a forceful intervention and ignore their reaction. Oh, great risk of loss of life. No, that's a bad idea. There would surely be losses on both sides. Okay, let's cross that one out then. Cross it out. Cross out. Or, we'd have to find a way of communicating with the Myconides. And to do that, we'd have to enter the caves. Maybe it would work if we used a companion. What, you're going to put a companion at risk now? Excuse you. I wonder if it would be affected by the Myconide's poison. No, I can't risk poisoning a creature who doesn't deserve it. No, we're not using a companion. In any case, I need to find an entry point, as the main one's been blocked off and is probably guarded by the Bolivians. Find a way in. Check if main entrance guarded. For several hours, I worked on my project. I was so immersed in this new mission that I'd totally forgotten the one I'd accepted earlier in the day. What was it? Because I can't remember. It was when they summoned me that I understood that a deal with them is really serious. What's going on? You know, Eri, with us, the Puricos, we have only one thing to say. You accepted the mission we trusted you with, and you did not carry it out. I know, Pearl, and it was unforgivable of me. I was in the middle of it when I came across Feng Zifu. He said to go with him, and... Don't act all innocent. It's an insult to my intelligence, and that puts me in an extremely bad mood. I am really, truly sorry, and I beg you to accept my apology. I'd like to be able to carry out the mission you trusted me with, but Miko gave me 72 hours to resolve a conflict. I'm afraid I won't be able to keep my word. I am truly disappointed. I pretended to be sad to sweeten him up a little. Are you going to be mad at me for long? Is there anything I can do to deserve your forgiveness? Be as disappointed as you like, honey bunch. This mission is way more important than your little project. I want to go with the first one. Oh, please, don't look at me like that. Pearl. I kept up with the kitten eyes. Okay, I forgive you. Yes. But be warned, this is the last time you get to forget about me. I promise. I'm sorry, Pearl, but I have to go. No, I don't want to go. I like him way better than any of the guard. Away with you, kitten eyes. See you later, Pearl. See you later, pretty ginger. Sure, why not? I like you better than the guard. I'm going to be nice to you. Oh, you. I headed straight to my bedroom. I really have to avoid wasting any more time. I don't have my entire life to get this done. let's go back to our room and hope we don't run into anyone on the way. Like, I literally don't want to see anyone. Okay, let's get started. Let's look over all the notes I made. I turn the page. I've made tons of notes. I may be trying to think up an efficient and concrete plan, but I have no idea way to start. Yeah, okay. Sure. There's so much to think about. I can't get my ideas in order. Why didn't you just go to the next page? Yeah. Why didn't you just go to the next page instead of, like, taping this note on here? I think I'm going to need help with this. No. I should ask Wang Hua's advice. Okay, yes, we like her. We can talk to her. That's acceptable. But I don't know where to find her. Careful. Boom. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry. Haha, something important going on. I have no idea. Miko summoned me, and I have to go over there immediately. It's the day for that. Sure looks like it. Huh. Oh, Eri, tomorrow at 8 a.m, could you pass by the infirmary? Yes, how come? Your checkup. Did you forget? No, I was just waiting to hear more about it from you. Did we talk about this? Did we talk about this? Sure. You really are a bird brain. Yes, of course. Anyway, just come tomorrow. No arguing. Okay. Come with an empty stomach, okay? Okay, sure. Hey, Eri, got a couple minutes? I don't think so. Not really, except if you're super quick. Quick, hurry up. Okay, it's about Eldarya. I really don't care. Can you not just leave her alone for a while? You're harsh on that girl. What, got a new joke? Let's go with that one. No, it's not what you think. Well, what? Hurry up. She's not her usual self. She's been acting weird now for a little while. When I joke around with her, she just replies really briefly, and now she's almost ignoring me. And I saw her go from laughing to crying several times. I don't get why. I'm worried. Chrome. Worried about Eldarya. Well, all I can tell you is she's had to deal with some pretty strong emotions over the last few days. I understand, but is she okay? Yes, she's fine. In any case, it's nice that you're concerned about her. You can never tell her about this, got it? My lips are sealed. Kero, no, I will not allow it. On whose authority? You have no right to forbid me from anything. Oh, it looks like things are getting heated between these two. Let's just walk away. Kero, I beg you, don't do this. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me all alone here. It's not about you, Yukar, and you know it. It's about them, about all the horrors they are capable of. Yes, he sees it too. I cannot stay here while they are corrupting our values. Yes, okay, I like this guy now. So help me change things for the better. Please, don't leave me. I've made my decision. What are you going to do once you leave? Go home to your family? Do I need to remind you how they treat you? And the guard gave you such a welcome. Please now, just give them one last chance. No, don't give them any chances. No, we've been trying to make progress with this for months, but why? Why do they poison the lives of others? That is such a relevant question, Kero. Kero, I saw Kero leave in a rage, and Yukar followed him. That was great. That was a good time. Oh, it's Yukar. I'd better ask her what just happened with Kero. What is she doing? Is she holding her breath? Hey, am I disturbing you? Yes, no. Sigh. What happened with Kero? I saw you guys fighting just now. Are you okay? Let's just go this one. Yes, I'm fine, but... And Kero? I saw you guys fighting just now. Yes. Yes, elaborate. He wants to leave the Guard of El. He has already given his notice to the Light Guard. Oh, really? Why? He doesn't agree with what they did with the potion. Good! Kero's values are very important to him, and he doesn't want to be associated with such acts. Good! I understand. I think I'd have done the same thing. But this whole thing has nothing to do with anyone but me. No, please, I understand. I would have totally done the same thing. I mean, I would totally leave if I could. Wouldn't you? No. When you don't agree with the system that's in place, it's no good leaving it. You have to change it from within for things to go the way you want. Good luck with that. He must have thought it was irredeemable. He's wrong, I'm sure of it. You're wrong. This situation is driving me crazy. You have no idea. But I never lose hope that things can change for the better. And I don't want Kero to go. I'll go talk to him about it if you want. I don't want him to leave us either. Oh, thank you. I'll try to reason with him, but I can't make any promises. She left again. Personally, I get why Kero wants to leave, and I envy him a little. He can actually leave if he wants to. But selfishly, I don't want to lose one of my allies within HQ, that's true. Ella here, how are you? Ellie, how's it going? No, please, I don't want to be that personal with you. Really great, how about you? Much better. Letting everything out has really been good for me, you know? Just punching Miko in the face was really great for my soul. I'll bet that must have been weighing you down for quite a while, huh? Yes. I'm so sorry, I haven't really been there for you over the last few days, but I've been spending all my time with Kalaya. No problem, you should make the most of your sister being here. We really should get together sometime for a catch-up. I heard you had a talk with her. I need to know all the details. Huh. I laughed. I cried. It wasn't especially glorious. Glory has nothing to do with the expression of emotions. It's their decision that was the unglorious thing. Yes, it was. And you were really strong during this whole ordeal. Thank you. Anyway, I don't want to hear any more about this. If Karen finds out you told something else to me and not to her, she'll get all mad at me again. She still hasn't gotten over the thing about your ex. What thing about my ex? I can't remember. Karen, she sure does cross the line. I rolled my eyes. That's why we love her. Really? Say nothing about Chrome. By the way, how are things with Chrome now? Sure. Let's stir that pot. As they usually are. Why? As he often annoys you and you've been through some intense stuff, I was wondering if it was difficult having him on your back sometimes. Huh, I have to admit, it does actually really annoy me. But now that I think about it, people must think I'm crazy. I can't stop going from laughing to crying and crying to laughing. Hey, I've heard that before, word for word. Oops, I have to go. I have to meet Sons. Oh, so things are getting real between you two. A little bit, yeah. I'm not the only one who's going to have things to say then. Hee hee, see you later. Bye. Huanghua, I finally found you. I feel like I've been looking for her for hours. Oh, did you need something? I'm working like crazy on this plan to present to Miko, and I can't seem to organize my ideas. I think I need your experience and knowledge to help me. No problem. I'll just drop off these files in the library. Would you come with me? Okay. We went into the library and Huanghua used the keys to the archives to drop off her files. Let's go to the dining hall. It's already 8 p.m. We can eat now. At least, if you'd like to eat with me. No! I mean, yes. Yes, I wouldn't mind that. But wouldn't you rather eat with Miko? Who would rather do that? She can do without me for one evening. Okay, then. As I expected, I hadn't yet earned relief from Karuto's death stares. And wait, I was all set to receive the worst slops he'd served me yet. But when he saw Huanghua at my side, he served me up a normal meal. Good! Remember, this is only for tonight. Karuto the Great has not forgotten. He's such a grouch. The two of us sat down at a table. There were quite a few people there, but nobody dared disturb us. Oh, I like this. I like having this power. A few people greeted Huanga and smiled at her, and she responded graciously. Since she got here, I feel like a wave of good humour has slowly washed over HQ. That's Karuto. He's such a funny one. I thought he was never going to serve you your food. He's a little mad at me over what the girls and I did. That was pretty irresponsible of you. I lowered my head. I'd never have expected Huanghua to lecture me. But I can easily understand why you did it. I bet that if the Light Guard had never done what they did to you, you'd never have even had the idea to do such a thing. Karudo had nothing to do with that though, so in a way, I understand how he's angry. No kidding. Nonetheless, I'll go talk to him. You don't have to. I'm ready to take responsibility for my mistakes. I'm not doing it for your sake. I do not want negative sentiment and resentment in particular to reign in this institution. That is not the way forward. That's true. You're right. Okay, let's see this plan of yours. Have you taken notes? Yes, I showed her my notebook. There are some very good things here. I watched her as she circled a few words, crossed out others, and added some too. Tourist? Yes. For a few minutes, I thought we could act like we were just passing through and cross our fingers that the Bolivians wouldn't say anything. You're kidding, right? Haha, come on now. The Bolivians know you. You couldn't go under the radar, and I'd bet anything they're not going to want to see you again in their lands so soon. That said, the infiltration idea is a step in the right direction, I think. Do you think so? I was thinking we weren't skilled enough to make it happen. Well, that all depends on who you're thinking of. I don't have anyone precise in mind. I was thinking I'd ask the different leaders of the Guard for more information. That's a good idea. Hey, listen, I think our only way of infiltrating the Myconites community is to contact them, just like you've underlined here. That's also one of the plans the Guard came up with. However, there's still the risk of poison. You have to find a way of mitigating that and finding the manpower and necessary skills to get us to Bolivia. Sure, but I don't know how to counter the effects of the poison. If you haven't found anything that works, I don't see what I can do from my level. There might be a solution we haven't thought of yet. Draw on the knowledge you have of your world, really concentrate on that, and when you've found the answer, take care of the workforce and the other aspects of your plan, because if we don't find a solution for the poison, all the rest will be impossible. We kept discussing the plan right up until the end of the meal. Huang Hua gave me some really good advice, and thanks to her, everything seems so much clearer. Don't work too late on this tonight, okay? I won't. I have an appointment at the infirmary tomorrow. Great. Well, good night then. You too. Ugh. I went to give Karudo my dishes and was gifted a death stare. I don't even care. Say goodbye and apologize once again. Just leave. Offer to do the dishes as a peace gesture. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This guy annoys me, but at the same time, it's kind of funny. No, let's just leave. Bye. After all, if Huang Hu is planning on talking to him, I don't really need to make any more effort. It's such a bad way of thinking about it. Okay, I have to go get some sleep now. Instead of going to sleep, I went over the plan once more. I really want this to work, both to prove to them that I'm competent, but also for myself. Just after midnight, my eyes, worn out after the day of research, ordered me to sleep. The next day, I awoke at dawn. Evelyn had given me an appointment and I had no intention of missing it. Knowing her, she might have had me eviscerated for forgetting. Gerbil, I'm hungry. Go eat, wait a bit. Oh, I don't know. Let's go wait a bit. I think Evelyn asked me to go with an empty stomach. Did she? I don't remember. Go straight to the infirmary. Okay. Hi, Evelyn. Oh, hello. Not 1 minute late. Not a big deal. Come on, sit on this. I sat down on the sofa where Evelyn usually examined her patients. Unlike the ones doctors have on Earth, it's really comfortable. It seemed to me she was doing the usual stuff. She looked at my throat for any sign of swelling, pressed my stomach to see if it hurt anywhere, and even took my pulse with a machine, which almost looked like the ones Earth doctors have. Earth doctors. That's when it happened. She approached me with a giant sort of pair of tweezers garnished with studs. What are you doing? Let us move on to more serious matters. What are you doing? What is that thing? Why does she look evil? It's going to be okay. She snapped them together as she approached me. That does not reassure me one bit. Listen, lady, I don't know what this is, but what are you doing? I recoiled instinctively. Evelyn, wait. I have a bad feeling about this. Ha ha ha. Her expression suddenly softened and she started laughing. My heart is beating 1,000 times a minute. If only you could see your face, you'd be dying of laughter. Was that just a joke? Of course. What are you doing with that thing then? And what is it? Sometimes I like to scare my patients. Huh? I'm not familiar with this side of Evelyn. It's surprising. I thought she was so serious. Do you know what this is? No, not really. This is an old piece of surgical equipment. It's hundreds of years old and comes from your world. How come you came to possess it? I inherited it from my parents. It's a real artifact that my great-great-grandparents found during an expedition to Earth. I collect medical artifacts. It's a real obsession. Okay, let's move on the blood test. Your stomach's empty, right? Yes, I remembered. Perfect, don't move. Evelyn took a few blood samples from me. It was very quick and didn't even hurt. There we go. Come back in 2 hours and I'll tell you everything. Okay, sounds good. I haven't eaten anything. I'd better use the next 2 hours to do so. It's the wrong kind of 2 there. Grumble. I'm so hungry. I hope Karudo's feeling generous today. Probably not. Hi, Karudo. I should have apologized yesterday. Karudo? Here's your food. Boom. With a rough gesture, he gave me my meal. He's still really angry. I calmly went to sit down without looking at what he'd given me. Oh god, this isn't going to be good. Huh? Oh, yes! Yes! Fried eggs and bacon. I even have cereal and milk. Ha ha ha, he got a talking to. There was I, thinking I'd have gruel and that awful stew. I'm shocked. I gestured to Karudo to show my thanks. Even though he still looks a little grumpy, he's really spoiled me today, compared with the last few days. I took my time eating. I've been a little too hasty over the last few months. I have a lot of work if I want to succeed in this challenge. Finally, I took more time than I was planning on. I hope Evelyn won't be mad at me. What, did you take 2 hours to eat your breakfast? Thank Karudo again before leaving. Go see Evelyn immediately. I guess we better thank him then. Hey, Karudo. Warmly thank Karudo. Thank Karudo by giving him a kiss. I don't want to go that far. Jeez. Let's just do the first one. That was an excellent meal. You are a real chef. Thank you. Oh, he looks happy. Yeah. Oh, wait. I didn't want to push it and I left. Oh, Karudo. I hope I'm not left. Oh, it's you. Hey, Eri. Hi. What are you up to? I'm waiting for some test results. What do you want? Is that for the checkup with Evelyn? Yeah, how do you know? Yeah, exactly. I'm sure they'll be fine. Yes, I think so too. Say, I know we haven't seen each other much since that evening. That's true, and I haven't even been trying to avoid him. I know, I've been avoiding you. Oh my god, I so want to go for that one. I'm gonna do it. Don't hate me if I don't get any illustrations during this video. But you know I have to go with this salty answers. I love it. It's so good. I get it. I won't hold you back then. Okay, thanks. Oh no. Oh, maybe that was bad. I don't want to push him away, but I'm just mad, you know? He left, looking like a beaten dog. Oh no, I feel really bad. Oh my god. I should go back and see Evelyn. Oh, that was funny though. I'm so glad that we can answer like that. I'm back, Evelyn. Okay, in general, everything's fine, but nothing serious, don't worry. A little iron deficiency. I've told Karudo and he'll give you a specially tailored menu for a few days. You'll feel less tired because of it. Okay, I trust you. You can go now. That was quick. Now I can go back and work on my project. Oh, I feel so bad about saying that to Nevra. Oh no. Well, I'm going to have to get at this plan again. I started talking aloud, which helps me organize my ideas. As Wang Hua told me yesterday evening, I'm going to have to concentrate on finding a way of getting into the caves. For that, I'll need a map of the region of Bolivia. That is, if it hasn't all been swallowed up by the monster from last time. Okay, I keep thinking about Nevra. I think I'm just gonna have to forgive him. I think I'm just gonna have to get over it and move on. I mean, I can still hate the others, but I think I should forgive him. Okay, now I've got that out of the way. But the big question is, how to survive the poison? I don't yet know to what extent the caves are filled with poison, nor when it starts, but we should be prepared. And therefore, we should find a way to counter the contamination. I thought for a moment before remembering the time my grandparents had to remove the asbestos from their country house. I was 5 or 6 and was staying with them on vacation. It was a long time before my father had a fight with them and cut off all contact. A man came to inspect the walls of the house, and I remember that we had to sleep in a hotel for a few days. Men in jumpsuits built a big tent over the house. I was sure a circus had set up there, and I cried because I wanted to go see the clowns and the lions. Those memories. I'm currently the only one who has them. Granny Paulette's laugh and Grandpa Lucian's kindness. Luckily, I haven't forgotten them. I think I've found a solution to get into the caves. I have to go talk to Evelyn about this. She'll definitely be able to give me some advice. You again. Yes, I need your advice about the challenge that Miko gave me. You're lucky there isn't a line today. What is it? I rapidly explained the story of my grandparents to Evelyn and described the jumpsuits we used to have in my world. They were used for decontamination, and I thought they might be a good solution to our problem. To illustrate my idea, I talked to her about my world, chemical weapons, space travel, underwater diving, etc. Some of what I was saying was probably based on science fiction because all this wasn't my area of expertise, but it was a way to make her understand. Well, from the way you're describing this thing to me, it could be an excellent way to protect ourselves. Honestly, this is technology I'm not familiar with. We've never really had to deal with this kind of problem. We know poison and know how to protect ourselves from it, but the Myconides are very particular. Despite all my analysis, I haven't found anything to counter it effectively. She took some time to reflect. Oxygen masks, right? Yes, we use them to breathe underwater when we go diving. We should ally my magic and your technology. We talked for a moment about the possibility of an anti-poison outfit. Evelyn wasn't convinced by the idea of an all-over outfit. After all the tests she'd run on me and Ezreal, she hadn't noticed any side effects or infiltration from the poison through the skin. To my mind, a simple reinforcement formula will be enough to protect your bodies. I was already doing that with talismans and it worked well. We should concentrate on the protection of your respiratory passages. So stick with the mask idea. Yes. She scribbled a picture of a head in her notebook, but started crossing it out. She's not very good at drawing. Shoot, I can't even help her. I can't draw either. Do you want me to take care of that? I'm good at drawing. Sure, let's pretend we're good at drawing. Okay. I took over it and together we designed a mask. It just looks like a chemical mask. You're a really good drawer. Thanks. I'll need to place a few fragments of oxygen in each of these compartments. Some what? Fragments of oxygen. They are like sky bubbles, except instead of finding clouds or lightning bolts, they only contain breathable air. They're much smaller, about the size of a marble. A slow release spell should be enough. That way, they'll release oxygen as soon as the mask wearer needs it. I'll trust you on this. As far as the design and material goes, we will most definitely need the help of the Puricos. We talked for a moment about this famous mask, and I managed to note down quite a few things. However, I had to leave her alone as she had patients to see to. Ah, it's in my grasp, Miko! I'm just about to win this challenge. I'm so happy! Except I keep thinking about Nevra. I'm glad I ran into you. Oh? Yes, Evelyn and I have found a way of entering the caves without being poisoned. Really? Tell me everything. I explained everything to Wanghua and showed her my diagram. She thought it was an excellent idea. Just like Evelyn, she confirmed that this technology was new to her. We're very lucky we gave you this project. Now that I think about it, your earthling knowledge is highly valuable. I'd never have thought it would be useful for you. We wouldn't have either. Miko will be very surprised and happy when she finds out. You think so? Yes, Miko, like many, believes in the technological evolution of our world and hopes it might bring hope of a better future. In any case, good work. You've accomplished the hardest task. Now, you have to ask the boys how many men they think they can give you for your operation. Yes, and I also have to make a detailed report of the situation in Bolivia and study the area. I've got a lot of people to see. You sure do. Go on then. See you later. Alright, let's go find people. Kiro. Eri, he doesn't look too good. I'm going to take advantage of the moment to catch up a little. How are you doing? Pretty good. Why did you want to see me? For 2 reasons. I need your help with Bolivia. How so? I need to get to know Bolivian politics so I can get to know the inhabitants better. I have to be able to envisage different strategies. Strategies. I see. Karashane briefly explained to me the politics in Bolivia. It was not a monarchy, but it wasn't entirely a republic either. The village was governed by a mayor, elected by everyone, but in reality, Hagley, the matron of the village, was the one who really decided how things would go, because she was the wisest of all of them. In that case, why doesn't she order the villagers not to attack us when we go there? That's where their so-called mayor got involved. Under pressure from his citizens, he forbade us from getting involved. Okay, I see. We talked for a while about the Bolivian situation and the pseudo-mayor who was strongly influenced by his people. Anyway, it seems you want to quit the guard. Just casually bring that up. How do you know about that? I saw you in a car talking about it, and she told me everything. She's really worried by the idea that you might leave, because she's in love with you. So, it's my choice, and I'm going to do as I want. Besides, it's a done deal. I'm no longer a member of the Light Guard. My departure is a few days away. Don't convince Kiro to stay. Convince Kiro to stay. Oh, I don't know. I'm not particularly fond of him, but you know, he is on my side, and the more people who are on my side, the better. So, sure, let's try and convince him to stay. Please, don't leave. Don't you start too. I respect your choice, but don't be mad at me for wanting you to stay. Kiro, you're somebody I have great respect for. I don't want to lose you. I understand how disgusted you are by the Light Guard, but don't abandon us. Okay, let's go with the first one. I understand why you want to leave. Eri. He left. Oh, okay. Fine. Even though I didn't convince him to stay, I hope deep down that he will think hard and make the best decision for him. At least I said my piece, so sure. Yeah, I was looking for you. Oh, for once it's not me looking for you. Haha, what do you want? I need you to tell me about Bolivia. Is this about your mission? That's right. What would you like to know? Everything you know about their customs, their history, their doctrines, etc. This information could help me plan an agreement as well as predict their reactions. I could also use a map of the region if you have one. I see. Unfortunately, I don't have any other writings to give you, and I have to admit that Bolivia is not my favourite area. I'm going to ask I'm going to say that like Tyler, to tell you everything he knows on the subject. When do you need this for? As soon as possible. Okay, I'll talk to him about this. Sorry I can't help you more. Thank you, Yuka. This is awesome already. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm planning a new evaluation in 3 weeks. I think it's good to stimulate our troops a little. Yes, an oracle knows how good you are at stimulating your groupies. Please, Israel, can you not see me standing here? Let's be real for a second. Boys, I hope I'm not disturbing you. I need your advice. And talk quick so I don't have to stay in your presence for longer than necessary. No, I'm kidding. That's so mean. Excuse you. Never seemed annoyed to see me. Maybe he's unhappy I know so much about his numerous conquests. Israel, meanwhile, held back a laugh. Then tapped on his colleague's shoulder. Valkian was the same as always, stoic. Oh, go on. Okay, here's the thing. Listen closely, you little shits. I gave them my plan in great detail. They seemed very interested, and even impressed by my research. Well, first of all, you can count on all 3 of us. I think I can find 3 more men. Good. Good! Same here. I couldn't have put it better myself. The most sensitive solution would be to choose who's coming with us, and we tell them when it's time. We're infiltrating the caves is concerned. This will be our responsibility. I refuse to let anybody else run this risk. Do you think a dozen people will be enough for this mission? We can't allow ourselves to send any more people out of HQ. I'm guessing you and Huang Hua will be in the party. Maybe Karudo and Evelyn too will be too, given their roles. That brings us to a number of at least 16 people. That's already a significant number of men for an operation of this kind, especially if we want to stay discreet. You have more experience than me in this domain, so I'm trusting you here. Don't freaking disappoint me. Okay, that's done. Now I just have to put all the pieces together and present them to Miko. The idea of going so far from HQ for such an important mission is stressing me out a little. We may well have lanced the abscess, but it hasn't been totally absorbed yet. I'm hoping everything will go well and I'll be able to keep my resentments to myself. I should be able to keep it professional, whatever happens. Should being the key word there. When I arrived at my bedroom door, I had the nice surprise of finding 2 packets there. One of them contained notes from Yuka's friend about the history of Bolivia. The second was a packet of Karudo? Packet of Karudo. I noticed that you didn't come and eat at lunchtime. You shouldn't be skipping meals. Eat. Karudo. This is really surprising of him. He must have received orders from Huang Hua to be so nice to me. Also, did he come all the way to my bedroom just for this? P.S. I asked that pine marten of a friend of yours to bring this to you. Oh, well now, that explains a few things. I took both packs and settled it in my room to fine-tune the plan. With the different documents I had and all the information I collected during my inquiry, I had enough for a substantive case file to show Miko and convince her the operation was possible. Several hours of work were enough to convince me that we could resolve this conflict. Sure, there were murky areas in my plan, but I hoped Miko wouldn't chide me too rigorously about them. After all, I wasn't an expert in the area. I kept on working until about 8 p.m. Then I went to get something to hang on. Then I went to get something to eat before coming back to my room to sleep. There's still a while to go until 72 hours are up. I'll go see Miko first thing tomorrow to show her my plan. I hope it will be put into action. I went to bed with anxiety in my stomach. The next day, I woke up at dawn without need of an alarm clock or sunshine. I was too excited at the idea of showing Miko what I was capable of. I went straight up to the crystal room. Miko was there, scribbling in a notebook. Eri, what are you doing here? I finished my plan and I wanted to show it to you. Already? You still have quite a bit of time left. Don't you want to refine it anymore? No, it's all ready. Well, if you're sure about that, just give me a moment to summon everybody. I need Evelyn here to help back up some of my ideas. Alright. I hate her. After a few minutes, the whole Light Guard had gathered. Ezreal, Nevra, Valkion, Liftan. Like how do you say his name? Ika, and even Jamon were there. Jamon! Oh, I love him. Yeah, I'm not mad at him. Huang Hua was there too. We're going to let you present your plan. Once you're done, we'll give you our feedback, so don't worry if we do not react during the presentation. Okay, I understand. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's a crowd. Evelyn came and stood next to me. I cleared my throat, then started talking. I don't know where to start. First up, I explained the Bolivia situation, even though they already knew all about it. The causes of the conflict, the difficulties in communication, the geography of the region, etc. They listened to me in stone-cold silence. The atmosphere was heavy, but Huang Hua tried to reassure me and nodded her head to me to make sure I understood I was doing okay. Oh, I love her. I love her so much. Ideally, we'd set up camp in the Murmuring Forest. According to Tyler? There are prairies there that'll let us settle in there. It's a few hours away from the caves if we saddle up a few companions. According to reports, the Bolivians do not venture into the forest because of local legends. We'll be able to use this to our advantage. Obviously, starting fires will be totally forbidden to make sure we don't give our position away. I came to the part about infiltrating the caves so that we could make contact with the Myconites. I saw your cow biting her lip and instantly felt adrenaline start coursing through my veins. On Earth, we have masks which let us filter the air we breathe when we enter a toxic zone. I passed around the mask diagram, and they each took their time looking at it. Oh, who drew that? It's pretty good. Evelyn nodded in my direction, and Miko made an approving face. I'm not promising it will filter the poison 100%, but it's all we've got. Of course, I'm volunteering to go into the caves and check it's all working properly. Evelyn stepped in and explained in more detail what formulas she'd use and the elements she'd need to filter the air. Once contact is established with the Myconites, I'll ask them to sign an intervention agreement. I think we'll need Miko's signature, or the signatures of the 3 guard leaders if you decide to stay in HQ. After all that, we need to show the agreement made with the Myconites to the Bolivians. Of course, we will not be expecting to receive a warm welcome, and that's why the Absinthe Guard will be in charge of maintaining the seals to prevent certain over-enthusiastic villagers from going into the caves. The Obsidian Guard will be in charge of maintaining order to avoid an uprising and protect the villagers from themselves. Of course, I'm counting on Hagley's support to reason with her people. We know she's a woman full of wisdom, and I don't doubt for a single second that she'll be able to make them listen. I continued outlining my plan and highlighting the points that needed it the most. Once everything was finished, I waited for their feedback, but instead of giving it to me, they started talking amongst themselves. All right. I looked wide-eyed at Evelyn. She seemed to be as anxious as me. Bravo. They all applauded me. Oh, finally, some recognition around here. In less than 72 hours, you have presented one of the best developed plans yet. Although I won't lie to you, we've already set up this exact plan with a few more nuances. Sure you have. Stop trying to take credit for my work. So actually, I haven't shown you anything you didn't already know. Not as such. Oh, God. Oh, these people. These people. Oh my God. Miko, you're not being very encouraging right now. Okay. But you have brought us the missing link for our plan. She held the mask diagram out to me. Well, we understand that using this experimental object carries its risks, but they're risks we're willing to take. By the way, I would like to add that Nevra, Valkion, and myself will be volunteering to come into the caves along with you to test the viability of your idea. I'd better go on alone, but I'll bear that in mind if there's a problem. Actually, we refuse to let you go in alone. All right. We are fully conscious of what's at stake here, and we've made the necessary precautions in case there are any problems. I should also remind you that I should also remind you all that we need to ask the Puricos to make us these famous masks. We talked for a while about the finer points of the plan, and particularly about who would come with us. Nevra, Valkion, and Ezreal had already found 3 volunteers from their guards. Miko, Jamon, and myself will stay here. We're already sending quite a few members of the Light Guard. I think it's quite enough. Hey, who said you can make all these decisions? That's exactly right. Eri, I hope you understand, but we are going... Wait, what? But we are going to Bolivia. Great. What? You're coming? Didn't they just say you're staying? I bit my lip to stop myself expressing my joy. I'll announce all this tomorrow morning. In the meantime, you may all make yourselves useful. Useful doing what, exactly? Oh, all it says is get out. All right, I'm leaving. Eri, wait. I wanted to congratulate you on your work. Miko doesn't always know how to express herself, but she didn't hold back with praise for you when we spoke. Oh, really? Even so, she made it clear I didn't have that many more ideas than they did. Yes, there were several of them working on this idea before you did, and by yourself you managed as much as, if not more than, all of them put together. Congratulations again on this achievement. Thank you. Huanghua turned on her heels and left, and I found myself alone, a little shaken by everything that had happened. Okay, it looks like my first mission is done. I'm going to walk around HQ a little and make the most of this free time, for once. 3 days went by, during which Miko announced our plans for the rest of HQ, as well as Kira's departure from the light guard. Oh, he actually left. Oh, it's sad. I felt my heart tighten at that moment. Kira kept his head held high during the whole announcement, and, despite the astonished and questioning looks directed towards him, I thought he looked extremely dignified. I sent a discreet, supportive smile in his direction, to which he responded warmly. That's so sad. I don't think it's helpful for him if we still act all shocked about his choices. Oh, poor Kiro. But you know, this is what happens. This is what happens, light guard, when you do shit like that. Oh, poor Kiro. We might as well start making shocked-looking masks at this point. We have scrupulously studied the plans you gave us, and we will need all these things. I'll find a way to get you all there. Okay, I guess I'm going to go find some stuff. I've got it all here for you, Pearl. Here you go. Okay, we'll have this done by tomorrow, as agreed. Great, thank you. The next morning, Miko called me. Okay, well, I know this is not what you asked for, but I can't resist adding a little glamour to all this. This is an infiltration mission, Puri. You can be discreet and seductive. The one doesn't prevent the other. Oh my, this girl will never change. Thanks for everything. I'd rather not annoy her. It's already great that they've done this for us. Yes, all this is great. Now we just have to test them out in the field. I'm sure it will all go well. Okay, let's meet at 2 p.m. in front of the Great Gate to set off. Make sure you're well equipped. Sure thing. See you later. The last few days have gone so fast, I haven't even noticed time passing. I feel like everything's gone too quickly, but I'll have to get used to this. I'm going to make the most of the few hours I have left to rest a little bit. I'm sensing the mission is not going to be entirely restful. Eri, I'm glad I ran into you. Ellie, how are you doing? Great, do you have a minute? Sure. Come with me. Okay, follow you where? Karen is waiting for us. I know I haven't been around too much since we found Kalaya. I've spent all my time with her, and I'm sorry I've kind of left you guys to one side all this time. That's okay, I totally get it. Same here, don't worry about it. Thanks, girls. To earn your forgiveness, but also to thank you for supporting me through this whole thing, I'd like to introduce you to someone. Oh, your boyfriend? She took us by the hand, and dragged us to the infirmary. Eldarya, are you here for you-know-what? Yes. What's you-know-what? Okay, girls. No sudden movements or raised voices. Huh? I'm so confused. Eri, Karen, may I present Kalaya? Did we already meet her? Hello? She speaks in a very quiet voice, a far cry from the shouts I heard during our first so-called meeting. She is so cute. According to Evelyn, we can be sure she hasn't been contaminated, even if she needs to relearn how to live with others. Kalaya, these are my friends, Karen and Eri. I've already told you about them. They are really nice. You have nothing to worry about. Hi, Kalaya. I'm Karen. I'm happy to see you're doing well. Kalaya hid behind Eldarya when Karen tried to come near her. Ha! She's very, very, very shy. Hi there. I waved gently at her and smiled at her without saying anything. She must be real stressed out by everything that's happened to her. Ellie, shh. Kalia started getting agitated in quite a violent way. She seemed terrified. I understand. I'm sorry, but that will be all for today. Evelyn asked us to leave. Eldarya followed us a few minutes later. I am really, really sorry. Don't worry, we totally get it. She's not used to seeing other people. Yes, it might take a few weeks. I wanted you guys to be friends. You're adorable. Well, I'll see you later, and thank you for coming. Alright, bye. Okay, after all that, I finally got all my stuff ready. I don't have much time left. I'd better hurry up. My notebook, check. Clothes, check. Underwear, check. Pajamas, check. Makeup bag, check. Where did you get the makeup from? I think I have everything. Let's go. Is everybody here? The whole team is here now. Other members of HQ and certain inhabitants sheltering here have also come to bid us goodbye. Good. Here are the case files you should take with you. Study them, learn them, and do not lose them. I'm going to call you up one by one so you come get them. Huanghua. Yeah, okay, everyone. Is Kuroda going to let somebody else look after the kitchens? Surely not. This is a warning to all three of you. Just one stain in my kitchen when I get back, and that'll be it. He doesn't seem too trusting about all this. Chrome, Karen, or what? They're coming with us as well? Oh, did Nevra agree to letting his sister come too? Oh my god, so many people. Sons! Oh, I'm finally going to get to meet him. He is actually pretty cute. Eldarya has good taste. Yeah, cough. Oh, did she not say my name? I raised my hand. Oh, Erin, I'm sorry. She came over to give me my case file, apologizing. Don't worry, you just scared me. It's the stress, haha. Good luck, everybody. May the Oracle watch over you. Huanghua, take care of yourself. I can't lose you. Don't worry, my friend. I'm setting off confident and certain we can succeed in this mission. Everybody, find your partner for the companions. Oh god, what? Bon voyage. For this mission, Puraru has loaned us some companions. 2 of us can get on top of one. Wonder who I'm gonna be with. I'm getting on one with Karen. Now that does not even surprise me. Who should I ride with? Do I get a choice? Oh my god, I do get a choice. We should totally go Huanghua. Like, fuck the rest of them. Oh no, let's... Fine, Nevra. Nevra. Can I ride with you? Awkward. I'm glad you asked. I'd love to. We climbed up onto the... Yep, and Nevra asked me if I wanted to take the reins. As I wasn't familiar with this kind of companion, I preferred to let him do it. We're ready to leave. Now we must go deep into the forest. Here we are, deep into the forest, and our ride isn't one of the most biddable. He's throwing us all over the place. I'm scared of falling off. Hang on tight to Nevra. Hang on tight to the saddle. No. We gotta get over it at some point, right? Put your arms around me if you want. Don't worry, I'm okay. Okay. He jumped a little, as if he wasn't expecting me to actually do it. I can't forget what he did to me. My hands are trembling at the touch of his body, but I hang on tight so I don't fall off. In spite of everything he's done to me, I can't help but smile. I tighten my grip on his body because even though he hurt me deeply, I hope in my heart that he's going to keep his word and make up for it. Here we are in the darkest depths of the forest. After a few days, we arrived at the place where we hoped to set up camp. This was done in a few hours, and after a cold meal shared with the other mission members, I decided to go sleep even though the sun was still high in the sky. As I arrived back at the tent I shared with Karen and Evelyn, I caught a conversation between Evelyn and Israel. Israel, BFF, buddy, what are you saying? I hung back to listen, just casually. Get out! If you're not here with a health issue, I don't want to talk to you any longer. Okay, I know I didn't tell you the whole truth, but you can't act like I don't exist. And yet that's exactly what I'm doing. I had nothing to do with this whole thing. Excuse me? What you did to her is awful, Israel. I can't even look at you without feeling disgusted. I love Evelyn so much. I hope she's talking about what happened anyway. Wait, the guys were involved in all this too. Why should I be the only one that pays for it? You just don't get it, do you? You've never taken this seriously. Wait, she left the tent without seeing me. Eri, how long have you been here? Well, I just got here. What happened with Evelyn? Nothing. He left, looking all depressed. I'll try to get him to explain the next time I see him. Anyway, I'd better get some sleep. Oh, okay, interesting. Well, these camp beds don't look too comfortable, but I'm just happy we're not sleeping on the ground. I collapsed in a heap, but got woken up during the night by the sound of sobbing. Oh, who's crying? Huh? Karen's not here. Is she crying? Oh, no, don't cry. Evelyn. I saw her turn towards me and quickly dry her eyes. What's wrong? Are you okay? Yes, I'm just tired. It's because of Ezreal, isn't it? Huh? I heard you guys before. I told him I'd just arrived, but it wasn't true. I was behind the tent when you guys were fighting. It sounded like you were real angry with him. I sat down next to her and took her hand. You can tell me everything you know, if it makes you feel better. Oh, what? 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 Excuse me. Oh my god, this is really taking me by surprise. Ez and I started going out about a year ago. When I heard the words going out, I felt my heart tighten to my chest. No, I don't care. You guys be together, it's cute. So you were together? No, we both agreed it was nothing serious, just a bit of fun. He's a pretty cute guy and I like him. Oh, you guys should be together. Oh, I must seem like a pretty easy girl, huh? No, you should do whatever you feel like. I don't judge you. Oh my god, those two, they should totally be together. Thank you. It feels good to be able to talk about this without people commenting on all that. Anyway, I really liked being with him, even though I knew it would never go anywhere. But did you want it to? Yes. I know it's stupid of me, and he's always been very clear about it. What did he do? You couldn't have stifled your feelings, Evelyn. It sounds like he's the one to blame in this whole thing, isn't he? I can't be mad at him for not loving me. I knew what I was getting into. He never lied to me about it. Aw, I owe you an apology, by the way. You do? Why? When you first got here, Ezreal wouldn't stop talking about you, and I think it made me jealous. I'm sorry I wasn't that nice to you. As long as it doesn't happen again. I was very sharp with her. I don't appreciate having to pay for others' mistakes. It's true you weren't always the nicest to me, but I understand why you were the way you were a bit more now. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. I personally think you're nice. I'm pretty sure she was always nice, wasn't she? I didn't really notice anything different, so okay. You're the one who's nice. Maybe too nice. Well, try asking some of the others about that. Anyway, I should move on from this. No, don't say that. Oh, I really want her and Ezra to be together now. Yes, that would be the best choice for you. No, it wouldn't. Thank you for listening to me. I feel better now. No problem. It's nothing. But do you know where Karen is? She's still outside. She doesn't sleep a lot. You, on the other hand, had better go back to sleep. Okay, good night then. I feel so bad for her. At dawn, Karuda came to tell us breakfast was ready. I dressed quickly and ate with the boys. Well, ready? Don't talk to me like that. A little stressed out. I hope everything will go according to plan. There's no reason it would go badly. However, I could think of many things which could go badly and which came instantly to mind. Yes, it'll be fine. You! Don't even talk to me right now. Are you ready? We're going to have to go. I'm ready. Good. Eri, take care of yourself and come back to me in one piece. I promise. Here are your masks. Yep. And first aid supplies. Everything has been carefully wrapped up so the poison shouldn't contaminate it. Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm just going to wear a mask and no clothes. Thank you. It's the moment of truth. I should put my mask on. Do I actually have to? Oh, God. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm going to go put the mask on. I put my mask on. Nevra, I'll be just outside the caves with Chrome, so please promise me to come back alive. And you, if you see a Bolivian, scram. I promise. They hugged as if they were seeing each other for the last time. Don't be so dramatic, jeez. I have to admit that I'm feeling the same angst as Karen. What if the masks don't work? What if we get poisoned too? Well, you know what? You've been poisoned once before, so you would have built up some immunity, I suppose. Could I be making everyone run a ridiculous risk? I hope I'm not making a mistake here. Even though Miko chose to trust me, I know that if there's the slightest error, I'll feel responsible for everything. We must find a way in. Good one, Captain Obvious. I found a way in. I motioned to the guys to come over here. Perfect. There are a few rocks to get out of the way, but we're going to be able to go in this way. We're into the caves, and for now, the air seems perfectly breathable, but I'm freaking out at the idea that the mask doesn't work. We went deep into the caves and became immersed by a cloud that was almost certainly poisoned. The masks seem to be doing their job. This was a really good idea, Eri. Look at the ears. Let's not count our barriflaws before they're born. I see you're starting to adapt your expressions. I'm trying. I'm so tense that I think I replied a little too dryly to Ezreal, though he was trying to relax me. Let's separate to find the Myconides. We'll be more efficient that way. I'll go with Eri. We should go to the Myconide nest first. I think I remember the way. Okay, Valkian and I will stay back. And do what, exactly? I recognize these surroundings. Eri, look out! He flattened me against a wall. Rocks fell from the ceiling and crashed chaotically at the place where we'd just been a few seconds before. There's nothing else to fear. Push Nevra away. Get away from me. Stay next to Nevra. Even though the danger has passed, I stayed pressed up against Nevra. In the space of an instant, I forgot everything that had happened and stared right into his eyes. I felt one of his fingers stroke my neck, and I shivered. Eri, we heard a noise sound far off. Let's continue on our way. Yes, my cheeks are on fire. This cave is weird. I think so too. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh my god, look at these. They're so cute. Oh my god. Okay. Finally, the Myconide nest. Oh no. What's going on? Oh my god. Oh my god. Several Myconides are laying on the ground. They really look in a bad way. Danger! Hide the children! She seems out of breath. It's me, Eri. I came a few months ago and we're here to help. Come no closer. Where is Ethel? I need to talk to her. Why? What do you want with her? I told you we're here to help her. We need your agreement to intervene in the conflict between you, Bolivia, and its inhabitants. Auntie Dill, I feel all wiped out. Milo won't stop coughing. And Mummy, where's Mummy? Oh my gosh, the situation with the Myconides is worse than I'd imagined. I can hardly believe my eyes. They look so weak. Miss, let us see your leader. The situation is urgent. Wait here. She went off for a moment, and I could tell it was hard for her to go over to the other Myconides to talk to them. It broke my heart. We should have got here sooner. Okay, but only the human can talk to him. I exchanged looks with Nevra. This is no time for useless discussions. Okay, I moved towards the fragile crowd until I came to a sort of altar on which Ethel was lying. He looked so sick. Nevra raced off to get the guys. Young lady, it is you. What brings you to our moribund cave? Patriarch Ethel. Very quickly, I explained to the leader of the Myconides why we had come and how we'd got here. As I detailed the agreements we hoped they would come to, I hoped with all my heart that they'd give us a positive response. You, Aerie, why are you here? I told you! I've been sent by... I do not think you understand the thrust of my question. The thrust of my question? Okay. He looked me straight in the eyes and told me I would obtain his agreement in exchange for the truth about my motivations. I recently lost my family thanks to some bad choices that weren't made by me. Every day feels like an empty shell with no obvious aim in my life. So, I think I need to prove to myself that I'm not nothing and that my life has meaning. I want to believe that I'm doing this out of pure altruism, but because I refuse to see you die like this. But I wonder if in saving you, maybe I'll save a little bit of myself. It must seem really selfish to you. Don't kid yourself. I know everything that happened to you. I can read the suffering in your eyes. We can reverse it if you wish. Is that what you expect from us now that you're bringing us aid? How do you mean? The Myconides have the power to alter memories. I told you that. That's true. He told me he'd erase the memories of people he'd met several times over. No, that's not why I came. I don't want to forget who I am and who I love. I'll keep my memories with me, even though they cause me pain. Well, all right. It's a deal. We the Myconides request the intervention of the Guard of El. Thank you. I started to move towards Ethel. I don't really know what I was trying to do. But he seemed so sick. I was afraid I'd hurt him if I touched him. Vaguely embarrassed, I turned away to go get the guys. When we came back, they signed the official papers of agreement. Patriarch Ethel, here are a few provisions and first aid kits. We'll bring you more. When they saw the rations, a few Myconides started crying with joy and thanking us. Why are they sick? I don't get it. Is that for me? Oh my god, it's so cute. It is for all of us. We must share it. Oh great, my friends are going to be so happy. Milo hasn't eaten that much for a few days. Can I give him this? Of course, go ahead. As for me, my stomach is all in knots in the face of so much distress. Tears came to my eyes, but I held them back. It was out of the question for me to crumble now. We'll be back soon, I promise. Nevra. How did it go? Karen threw herself into her brother's arms. Her expression, previously worried, softened. She seemed so happy to find him in good health again. We weren't even gone for that long. Perfectly. We removed our masks and never attached the treaty to... whose? Someone's neck. She's very fast. Huanghua should get it in about an hour. Let's pull back to the hills and wait for reinforcements to arrive. Why not go back to camp? Huanghua might need us here, and going there and back would be a waste of time. Okay. We retreated and waited for a few hours. Fulfilling our role, we surveyed the Bolivians in case they came near the caves, but no one did. From afar, I could see the village. It looked peaceful. We were so close to them, yet a vast ditch separated us from them. In the moment, I was terrified the villagers might ambush us, but it didn't happen. Huanghua arrived in great pomp several hours later. Of course you did. Let's go meet her. You may not enter. We refuse intervention and aid from the Guard of El. We have made ourselves decisively clear on the subject. I am Huang Hua, pretender and favourite to the title of the Phoenix. I desire to speak with your leader as an emissary from the Guard of El and the Maikanai people living in the adjacent caves. When Huang Hua sets her mind to something, she doesn't mess around. Go Huang Hua. Take that. Let them pass. Apprentice Phoenix, follow me. Aerie, stay with the boys. Okay. Liftan, come with me. They went off for a little while. I should make the most of this opportunity to breathe a little before they all come back. However, I'm not going into the village. The boys are here. I hope it's not going to last much longer. The talk between Huang Hua, Leaf Tan, and the Bolivian representatives, you mean? What else does he mean? Yes, this kind of thing always takes ages. At the same time, it's a serious matter that shouldn't be taken lightly. That's for sure. Okay, cool. Good chat. Karen and I were wondering, how did it go with the caves, Aerie? Worrying and, I don't know. I don't know. No, dude, describe the rocks. Was it Brayflox chalk? Algae malachite? I don't know. There was a real weird atmosphere down there, that's all I can say. Seriously, you've been there twice now and you can't tell me anything at all. Do you even know what's going on down there? The Myconides are dying, so grow up a bit and stop complaining. You know you're getting mad over nothing, right? I gave him a reassuring smile. Do I have to remind you that I don't belong to your world and I don't know anything about Eldaryan geology? I kind of feel like going like this one just to be a bitch. What? Oh god, was I not supposed to say anything? I didn't know that. Huang Hua hasn't had the time to talk to everyone about it yet, I guess. Why? They've been living with no outside help for a while now. They must have lived on their reserves. How horrible. Shoot. I feel really stupid all of a sudden. You didn't know. Oops. I love this girl. You've really been earning your stripes over the last few days, you know. Oh yeah, you think so? Hey, don't try the false modesty with me. I hate that. Evelyn told me how you maneuvered to get this famous plan on the cards. Keep it up. It's great to have people who know how to defend themselves, and who think, too. Thank you. I'm touched. Yes, the truce has been signed. Oh, I came back just at the right moment. Great. Should we expect a backlash from the inhabitants? She whispered something in Valerian's ear, then motioned to us to approach her. He set off straight away for the caves. Let's go to the camp and talk calmly about this. All right. Falchion, Nevra, Ezreal, Liftan, come. They isolated themselves in the main tent. Without me. Excuse you. What a pity. I'd have liked to have been more involved in the whole thing. However, I do get it. I've already meddled enough in the Light Guard's decisions. It's probably time I knew my own place. In any case, when they have something to say, they'll say it. Alright then. Fine, I'll just hang out by myself. After the cave excursion, I have to admit, it's nice to rest for a little while. Nonetheless, I'm very curious to know what they're saying inside that tent. Go eavesdrop. Oh, given to temptation. Yes. And I know exactly who'll come with me. Karen! Karen. Yes? Say, would you like to do something with me? Like what? I saw Huang Hua and the guys go to the main tent, and I'd really like to know what they're saying. Are you kidding? Of course I'll come. You don't have to yell, especially if we want to be discreet. I'm sorry. I'm just so happy you're inviting me. It's really most awesome. We left our tent. This is great. We creeped up to a hole in the tent to observe and listen to what they were saying. But from what I could see, we weren't the only ones who had that idea. Chrome? Oh no. There's not much to do here. Oh my god, they Oh yeah, this is amazing. Will you shut up? We can't hear anything. I think all those who are still present in the camp have assembled around the tent. In a way, it's adorable. It shows how involved we are in this. However, I don't think Wang Hua would look kindly on it. Acha! You didn't. Huh? What? Are you kidding me? There really isn't one to catch the others. She stared at us all, one by one, severely. Then I heard her talk to herself. Now I understand why Miko has such trouble managing the guard. Okay, I guess everyone wants to know the latest. Yes, we want to. Good, gather round. In any case, we have nothing to hide. We listened to her religiously. The negotiations went well. As expected, we have the total and unconditional support of the matriarch Hagley. Wait, did I say sport? Support? However, she was open about the fact that there is great dissension between herself and the mayor. She fears the mayor, despite seemingly playing along, is organising a small rebellion. I have therefore asked Balkion to post a few men to survey the surroundings. We must stay on the alert. We have won nothing yet. You may disperse. I already had a bad feeling when I entered the caves, but this here really isn't helping. I headed back to sleep. Something tells me I'm going to be needing all my strength. Here I am in my bed again, and this time I have to be good. I said night to the girls who, like me, fell like logs onto their beds. During the night I saw Ethel. I even went up to him, my hands trembling. What is he doing here? Aren't I supposed to be in the tent with Karen and Evelyn? Why is everything so dark? Eri, help us. Help you? It's not our fault. It never has been. You have to find a solution. A solution to what? What is he talking about? I don't get it. He's gone. Ethel! I searched for him in the shadows, in vain. The further I go, the more I could feel the cold biting at my skin. My fingers are starting to get cold, and all the rest of my body is slowly freezing up too. What's happening to me? I'm trying to fight it, but it's not working. Help me. Open your eyes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Eri, wake up. The villagers have taken up arms. I got dressed as fast as I could and joined the others out in the middle of the campsite. Everyone, take your mounts. We must contain the villagers. So it's not too late. No, we've left a few men there. However, we need your support. Absent members, I'm counting on your wisdom and your magic skills to construct barriers around the village. No one, and I mean no one, must come out. Obsidians, fetch your shields and weapons. No weapons may be used offensively against the villagers. You should aim only to defend yourselves. Shadow Guard, support your peers. Use any trick necessary to trick the Bolivians. But remember, all of you, no villagers must be harmed. The tension in the room is palpable. Huang Hua is holding herself rigid. I can see it in her eyes how determined she is to make this mission work. I watched my fellow members prepare themselves with the greatest precision. It was admirable. Me, I had a pretty bad case of nerves. This is our big moment, and I'm sensing deep inside of me that I have to talk to Huang Hua about my dream. Huang Hua, I need to talk to you about something. Last night, I had a dream about Ethel. He was asking me for help and for a solution to our problem. What problem? I don't know, but there's something else. The oracle was in my dream. The oracle? Hey, stop eavesdropping on my conversation. Huang Hua. I know, this can't be a coincidence. Huh? Come, ride with me. I'll explain on the way. How can she know about this? I jumped up on the yep, like Huang Hua asked me. I can hear from her voice that our next conversation will be one of the most serious we've ever had. I'm torn between excitement and nerves. Even though I understand how dangerous and urgent the situation is, I can't help being excited by the idea of finally getting involved. On the way to the Bolivian caves, Huang Hua explained to me that Miko had alerted her to a disturbance of the Great Crystal during the night. Of course, the fact that I dreamed about that very evening seemed a coincidence too important to ignore. I personally didn't know what to think. This wasn't the first time the oracle had appeared to me. We arrived at our destination, but one question was still burning on my lips. Huang Hua, do you think I might be descended from the oracle? Impossible. She is a spirit. She cannot have children. How come? The Fenhuangs are the sole survivors of the great alliance that once existed between the dragons, demons, and ourselves. We were there when Eldarya was created, and, by extension, when the Oracle came into being. The Oracle is the spirit of the crystal which distills and brings together the souls of all those who made sacrifices so that Eldarya could be built. Okay now, enough talking. We have to get into these caves. If the Oracle appeared to you, it's because there's something down there we have to find. Valkion, Nevra, Ezreal, and Liftan, I'm counting on you four too. First of all, we must find the Myconites to find out what we need to look for, and why, and where, sorry. Then we'll set off in groups of 3 to go through the area with a fine-toothed comb. Ari and Nevra, come with me. Ezreal, Liftan, and Valkion, you stick together. Sure. The caves have changed again. I barely recognize this place now. Oh my, what is going on here? Huanghua, my instinct is telling me that we won't be able to find the Myconites. I feel like the caves themselves are stopping us. Me too. Let's find what's causing this problem. I think there's something here. The air seems more breathable, or I'm starting to have hallucinations. Ha ha ha. I turned back towards Huanghua and Nevra, but there was nobody there. Huanghua? Nevra? I can't hear anything except the echo of my own voice. I waited for a few minutes and tried to call them, but nobody answered. Alone in the quiet, I felt my anxiety building inside me. Slowly, it coiled itself around my insides, almost suffocating me. The atmosphere here is weighing down on me. It's like in my dream. I went up to a wall and touched a rock. It's frozen, but it feels like it's vibrating under my palm. It feels like it's alive. I jumped back abruptly. For a second, I was scared the wall would swallow me whole. This does look a bit like a mouth. I carefully looked at the palm of my hand. I'm getting a weird sense of déjà vu. Ethel, are you there? I saw a light at the end of the tunnel. No! And I started moving towards it when... The Oracle! Oh my god! What are you doing here? She held out her hand towards one of the corridors. It looks like she's trying to guide me somewhere. I went in the direction the Oracle had pointed to, when suddenly... Ari, there you are! Out of instinct, I threw myself into his arms. Out of instinct, I drew close to Huanghua. Oh, go on then. You really scared me. Jeez, where did you go? Huanghua cleared her throat. Blushing, I moved away from his embrace. I was just in front of you, and then you suddenly disappeared. We really have to stick together. Okay, but at least now, I know where to go. I pointed towards where I saw the Oracle. We just came from there. There's nothing there. When I was by myself, I saw the Oracle. She told me to go that way. The Oracle? But why would she appear? I don't know. I'm asking myself the same question. We'll follow your track, Ari. If you see her again, tell us. Wait. Oh, I hate these caves. They're so confusing. Is there a problem? The cave is very different to what it was before. I can't figure out where we are. Like with... Ebony. Yes. Let's be extra careful then. Oh my god, are you serious? The Oracle is here. She's pointing me down a new path. Where? In front of you. I don't see anything. How? She just disappeared. So am I the only one who can see her? Ari, we'll follow you. Come this way then. Oh my god, are you freaking serious? Why is it so confusing? Stupid caves. She's still here, and I'm guessing I'm the only one who can see her. I motioned to Huanghua and Nevra to follow me down the path she pointed to. So this one again? Oh, I'm so confused. Ooh, the cave's collapsing. Huang Hua and I threw ourselves against one of the walls to protect ourselves. When everything was calm again, Nevra had disappeared. Nevra? Eri, this cave is not right. Whatever happens, don't go too far away from me. We're going to find Nevra. She took my hand and we kept moving forward. Zwing. Who's there? Oh, hello. Huang Hua, blah blah blah. Who would have thought that the little dynasty prodigy would be getting her hands dirty in such a sordid place as this? Ashkor, how can he be here? Those masks. That was a good idea. He took out one of the balls of oxygen fragments and rolled it between his fingers. Then it exploded in the air. Where did you get that mask? I introduced a few minor changes to them. How did he get a hold of our masks? Step away from her. No, don't. I mean, what? Back down, Fen Huang. I will not hesitate to rip off your wings. I have seen you before. I know you. That pesky yep, told you about me. No, it's your aura. I've seen it before. Haha, keep looking dull. You should know, though, that the day you find it, you'll already be dead. What? I stepped between Ashkar and Huang Hua. The idea of him touching a hair on her head disgusted me. Oh, but you're attached to her. Oh well, I'll leave you a little more time then. I don't want to go breaking your little heart now. Oh my god. Know what? I don't love the bad guy. I really don't know what to think about him. Well, ladies, I've found what I came here to look for. Have a nice day now. No, don't go. Wait! He threw over a sort of bomb which blinded us. I closed my eyes to protect them. Nevra arrived shortly after. He explained to us that he couldn't find us, no matter what path he took. He managed to track us down when he saw the flash of light. Well. While we were thoroughly exploring the depths of this cave, we heard a cry far off. What? I think that was a Myconide scream. We have to go see that. I started running for the caves, followed by both of my companions. Oh, Jesus. Okay. One cave followed another, without any logic, while the screams intensified. There was no explanation to any of this. Ugh, all this suffering. I can't take it anymore. But I have to keep moving if I want to help those poor creatures. Don't do anything to the Myconides. They're my favourite. Something hit me, and I hit the ground hard. What's going on? Eri, my mask. It's broken. Oh, shit. I can't breathe this poison. I saw I saw Nevra running in my direction, and then everything happened very quickly. He pulled off his mask and gave it to me. You can't. What are you doing? What about you? Don't worry about me. Your safety is the most important thing. I promised I'd be there for you. No, you can't do that. Eri, you have to find the oracle. You are the one. His eyes started rolling back in his head, and Huang Hua caught him just in time. Eri, go find the oracle. Find out what's happening here, quick. You're gonna leave me all alone. I have to get him out of here now. I don't know how long he can hold on for. Good luck. I believe in you. You can do this. She left, leaving me alone in the poison caves. Great. Come on now. I have to keep going. I can sense that the solution is not far away. I kept on further into the caves, in total solitude. Then, the oracle appeared to me again. I followed her blindly. I was certain she was leading me where I needed to be, and above all, that she would protect me. After maybe a few hours of walking, Jesus, I found myself in a corridor that I had never explored before. I couldn't see anything due to the poison smoke, but everything was so strange. The walls had changed again. They were now speckled with bluish veins. They ran alongside me as I moved through the caves, reinforcing my suspicion that the caves had a life of their own. All of them, without exception, came together to meet at the same point. At the center of this point was something that I knew all too well. Crystals. Crystal up close. Interesting. I went towards the crystals. There are so many of them. How is this possible? It looks like they're fused with the rock, but how and why? A maleficent aura is emanating from the cluster. I can sense it deep inside me. But what do you want me to do? She showed me the crystals. I believe she wants to pull them out, but how? Eri, there aren't a million ways around this. You have to pull them out with your bare hands. I placed my palms either side of the crystals and felt an immense pain. Ah, it's like my hands are on fire. That hurts. I can't give up now. I haven't come this far to just turn back. I can't do this. It just hurts so bad. Oh, come on, you can't give up. Let's do this. I can do this. Okay, come on now. Darn it. Darn it. I finally managed to pull out one of the crystals. Thank goodness. I can't give up now. I kept going until I'd pulled them all out. With every crystal I pulled out, a pain pierced my heart, immediately followed by a sense of relief and serenity, which gave me the strength I needed to keep going. That's another one. Oracle, please help me. A gentle heat surrounded me. I feel genuinely supported by her. I kept on pulling out crystals one by one. I'm not alone anymore. As soon as I had the last one in my hands, a white light penetrated all around me, and the air seemed to be purified. I fell to the ground, exhausted. The oracle, meanwhile, had disappeared. I caught my breath again after a few minutes, and even though my hands were still full of pain and I trembled with my whole being, I collected the pieces of crystal to put them in my bag. I had to find the Myconites. Then I'll go back and find Huang Hua and the others. Ethel, Leodil, are you here? You're the girl from the guard, right? Yes, that's me. Can I see Ethel? Of course. Thanks to your medication and the food you brought us, we're getting much better. Wait, we're going much better. We owe you everything. No, of course you don't. Anyone would have done the same. We came here to help you. Again, thank you. Follow me. We went near the palace where I'd seen Ethel the time before. He looks better than he was, and a few Myconites are surrounding him with smiles on their lips. Amongst them there was Milo, the adorable little winged mushroom I saw last time. He was bickering with his friends. Ethel, I'm delighted to see you doing so much better. That's down to you. Thank you so much. I wanted to see you because I found this in the heart of the caves. I showed him my bag filled with crystals, and he started to grow white. Pan the all-powerful, there are so many of them. They were wedged into the rocks. I pulled them all out, then a bright light invaded the space. We felt it too. Now I understand why we were letting out so many spores. Do you think that's linked? Like I said, we felt the same light, and I myself felt like I got control back after that. If this is somehow linked to the crystals, that's good news. I'm going to take them with me. However, I'm going to have to go. I have to join my fellow guard members to tell them what happened. I shall come with you. All right, let's go then. When I came out of the caves, the light of day was blinding, forcing me to put my hands before my face to protect it. Huang Hua was waiting for me, with her hands on her heart. She seemed to be praying. When she saw me, her face, lined with worry, softened. Eri, I'm so relieved. Did you find what we were looking for? Yes, I gave her my bag. How? I told her all about my time in the cave. What I saw, what I felt, the oracle's presence by my side, everything. She listened carefully, totally fascinated by what had happened to me. And that's not everything. Patriarch Ethel, would you mind? Ethel slowly came forward into the light, and like me, he lifted his hands up to protect his eyes. Tears were streaming down his face. I think it must have been a very long time since he'd come out of the caves. It's so beautiful. Oh, so cute. Patriarch Ethel, allow me to introduce myself. Huang Hua, Ren Fen Huang. I am honored. He bowed to her solemnly. I believe we have much to discuss. I agree. Huang Hua and Ethel discussed what had happened in the cave, the situation with the Bolivia, and the solutions we could offer them. From time to time, they asked for my contribution. I believe it's time I saw the Bolivia. Yes, there is someone I must see. Huh? Who is he talking about? Who are you talking about? When we arrived in front of the village, the absent members were casting incantations. I'm guessing it was to maintain an invisible barrier. Almost the whole village had gathered behind it, and most of the people seemed crazed with anger. I saw some of them had pitchforks and others had scythes. Stop this at once. The members of the absinthe guard looked at Huang Hua questioningly, and each of them stopped, one after the other. In the name of the treaty signed to create a pact between the Myconide people and Bolivia, I command you to stand back. It's the Phoenix Apprentice. We better listen to what she says. They slowly backed up while Huang Hua and Ethel went forward towards the village. As for me, I was terrified by the idea something might go wrong. I cannot seem to silence the negative little voice inside of me, whispering that everything was going a little too well right now. Come on now, Aerie, you have nothing to fear, especially because the members of the Obsidian Guard are escorting you. But where's Nevra, though? We haven't even thought about him. We went on forward to the main square, and despite the worrying murmuring of the villagers, Huang Hua stayed impassive. Her confidence seemed unshakable. The mayor and matriarch Hagley arrived in turn, coming through the crowd which had gathered all around us. When she saw Ethel, Hagley's face lit up, unlike the mayor, who seemed afraid. I am delighted to welcome you to our modest little village, Patriarch Ethel. I am Matriarch Hagley. The honour is all mine. Matriarch Hagley, we did not come here to make introductions. I have excellent news to give to the people of Bolivia. Oh? As promised when the treaty between the peoples was signed, we have fulfilled our side of the agreement. The caves of Bolivia should no longer be a danger. Exclamations went up from the crowd, and everyone was hanging on Huang Hua's every word. She explained to the villagers that we had found in the caves the many crystals I had torn out of the walls, but also the voluntary weakening had put themselves through to contain the poison. Oh, okay, I get it now. That was confusing. Hagley turned to the mayor and gave him a meaningful look. I see. Patriarch Ethel, in the name of the Bolivians, I give you our deepest apologies for all the harm my comrades have caused your people. It is we who should apologize. Please accept our deepest apologies for the young lady. Do you mean my wife? Gostian came towards Ethel. There was no fear in his expression, but rather infinite sadness. Young man, what is your name? Gostian. My name is Gostian. Last was the name of your wife. Yes. I see. You should know that up until now, I did not know her name. She came regularly to the caves to look for medicinal herbs. We would put them within her reach. But we did not foresee that our poison would propagate as far as what we had considered a safe zone. I ask your forgiveness. Never. Laos was the love of my life. She was everything I had in this world. You all deserve to die. Jesus. Would our death assuage your pain? Yes. Do you believe it would help you forget your wife? No. Gradually, Gostian's expression of sadness became one of pain. He collapsed onto the ground and started to weep. Ethel knelt down and took him into his arms. The young Bolivian did not push him off, but sobbed into his shoulder. Into the mushroom shoulder. I sure understood what Gostian was feeling at that exact moment. Just like me, he knew the deed was done, and now he had to live with this pain forever. Letting go of their fear, a few villagers approached them and placed compassionate and comforting hands on Gostian and Ethel. As I watched, a tear escaped my eye and rolled down my cheek. Huang Hua raised an eyebrow. To reassure her, I let out a smile. For the first time since our arrival in Bolivia, I felt relieved. Deep down, I couldn't help sparing a thought for Nevra, who had sacrificed his mask so that I could keep going. I took advantage of the moment to ask Huang Hua how he was doing. Finally. He has been transported to the campsite. Do not worry. He seems to be out of danger. You may see him when we go back to camp. Thank you for getting him out of there. It was a crazy move on his part. All's well that ends well, no? Yes, it's a great relief. I was really worried that something awful would happen. What do you mean? I don't know. I just had a bad feeling. I see. Plus, in perspective, we have succeeded in our mission. Yes, you're right there. Marts, take Aerie and teams A and B to the campsite. I'm going to finalise the last details of these agreements. It may well be boring to the highest degree. I didn't even have time to get out of the village before we heard screams. Are you serious? I immediately went back to see what had happened. Put down your weapon. No. What? Ah! Oh my god, what? What just happened? What the hell just happened? No, 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 it can't be true. We gotta kill him. He's a monster. We gotta kill him. What the hell? Members of the guard were holding a young man with maddened eyes, shot with blood. There was a bloody knife on the ground. Hagley was lying on the ground in a pool of blood. What? What the hell is going on? No! She's been stabbed. What? Hagley, no, please. Well, I don't get it. I don't get it. What's going on? Evelyn! We have to bring her to Evelyn. Eri, calm yourself. She put her arms around me to hold me back. There is nothing we can do. It's too late. No. Hagley, why did you come between us? Oh, she saved him. Ethel, she was having trouble speaking. She was in such agony. My old and dear, dear friend, I have been waiting for this moment all my life. I am so happy to see you again. Hagley, so you haven't forgotten. I was young, and gnomes like me aren't all that vulnerable to your spells. I should have known. You have always been so different from those around you. He's right. There's no one else like her in Bolivia. I'm sorry, Ethel. I'd have preferred our reunion to happen differently. Don't speak. Save your strength. What strength? I'm dying. I can say what I want to my oldest friend, can't I? Yes, you can say whatever you want, but tell me, why didn't you ever say anything? I wanted to protect you and all the other Myconites. I've never been so happy as when we played together. Hagley. She didn't say anything more. Ethel was still holding her in his arms. He closed his eyes and said a few words in a language I did not know. I was distraught. Huang Hua forced me to turn towards her and I collapsed into her arms. I just don't understand. I don't understand what's happening. Why? Why does it always have to be someone that dies? Eri. She said nothing more. I guess it was no good saying that's just life, that bad things sometimes happen when we least expect. I felt it. I knew things were going to take a turn for the worse. But this? Why? I'm even more mad at myself. I hear what you're saying, but we couldn't have predicted this. The man came out of nowhere. Ethel was just trying to protect Gostian and protecting him from the attacker. I'd never have thought Hagley would sacrifice herself for him. Her courage was without equal. She looked at me and wiped her tears away before moving off. Bolivians, your matriarch sacrificed herself so that you could live in harmony with the Myconites. Do not make her death in vain by letting this conflict continue. Several villagers moved towards Huang Hua and put the weapons they'd been hiding in their clothes at her feet. Others knelt and begged forgiveness from Ethel, who couldn't hold back his tears. He gave them all a sad smile. Gostian stayed at his side, showing that forgiveness was possible between these two people. As for me, I was devastated. I had hoped the story would end well. Once more, I had been too naive. Eri, go back to the camp and go rest. Okay, at least that way I could see how Nevra was doing. Why? Why? Oh my god. I was so shocked by that. I was like, what the hell is happening? Oh, that's really sad. Finally back at camp, it looks like news of the attack on Hagley had already arrived here, because several people were looking at me consolingly. Chrome noticed me and approached me. He said nothing, but was content with putting a hand on my shoulder. Aww. I put mine on top of his and smiled at him. Then he left to go see Valerian. He's a pain in the old behind, but he can be compassionate when he wants to be. After this exhausting day, I'd better go to sleep. Wait, I thought we were going to go see Nevra. Jesus. Hey, is anybody here? One of the people in charge of the infirmary told me that Nevra was out of danger. However, the poison had plunged him into a coma, which will probably last several days. Excuse me? That's a pity. I'd have liked to talk to him and thank him for what he did. Oh, Nevra. I went to go lie down without saying anything else. The way Evelyn and Karen were looking at each other told me all I needed to know in any case. All three of us were floored by what had happened. I woke up the next day in a sour mood. My morale was as low as it could be. 2 days went by, during which Evelyn brought Nevra to HQ, accompanied by other guard leaders and by Liftan, who was making the most of the meeting to bring Miko the signed treaties. Other members followed them till there were only 4 of us in the camp: Huanghua, Chrome, Valerian, and me. I was still in the grip of everything that had happened. Eri, are you coming? It's time to go. I'm coming. A funeral had been organised for Hagley. Bolivia, the Myconides, and the Guardians of El had all been convoked. I can do this. A great number of people had gathered in the square. They all had a bouquet of flowers in their hands. In the middle of the square, Hagley was lying in state on an altar built with pieces of wood. Flowers had been strewn all around her. It really reminds me of the warrior burials you see in films. Huanghua came over, bringing me a lantern. When I tell you to, let this fly away. Because of the lights, Hagley's soul will be able to go back to Mana and one day come back to us. You mean she'll be reincarnated? Of course, souls aren't eternal. When the body dies, the soul comes back in another form. At least, that is what I believe. I know that certain beliefs state there are heaven and hell. Me, I resolutely believe in reincarnation. That's understandable. People often say the phoenix is reborn from the ashes, after all. Yes, the passing of the phoenix is like a rebirth. The mayor started his speech, and we fell silent. A hallowed silence fell. It even seemed like the wind stopped blowing and the ground stopped rumbling so as not to disturb us. Despite the circumstances, I was fascinated by the beauty of this moment, though it was still so sad. While the mayor ordered Hagley's pyre to be set on fire, the flower was opened, releasing multicoloured spores which seemed to dance around it as it burned brighter and brighter. Then it was Ethel who spoke. Bolivians, Myconides, Apprentice Phoenix, and members of the Guard of El. Hagley was a woman full of wisdom. May we learn from her sacrifice. We must now live in sacrifice and thus honour her memory. I ask you all to release your lanterns. We did so, and the lanterns started flying through the sky in the same direction. Chrome came up to me and put his arm in mine. I was happy to be close to someone in that moment, even if it is Chrome. Songs, dances, meals, and that's not all. Hagley's burial was a real celebration, a tribute to her next life and to what she had brought to ours. The ceremony went on late into the night, and when it was done, I went off to sleep in the same tent as Huanghua. The next morning, we folded up the tents and got ready to leave. Is everyone ready? Let's go then. I said goodbye to everyone, and I promised little Milo I'd come back soon. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's so cute. Really? You'll come back? Yes, I promise. He is so cute. I'll show you my teddy bear. Oh. Well, you sure have a way with kids. I don't know if he qualifies as a kid. He's a mushroom. I rode with Huanghua, and she let me have the reins this time. It was even easier than I thought it would be. The lands of El. It feels good to be back here. Let's not waste time. We should go straight to Miko to make our report. Here we are, finally back in HQ. After all that had happened, I have to admit that I've missed this place. Really? I can't wait to be back in my downy bed. Well, after we've made our report to Miko, that is. And yeah, you should probably check on Nevra as well. Huanghua insisted on me coming with her. When we got to the crystal room, the seal was still there. I don't think they'll ever take it off. Huanghua and I went up to find Miko. She was relieved to see us safe and sound. I was so worried when I saw Nevra come back on that stretcher. Huanghua, they said you had a surprise for me. Yes, she uncovered the contents of my bag, and Miko's face lit up. I can't believe my eyes, so the boys really weren't lying. I have to go put them in. Could I do that? No, I'm sorry. I can't let you do this. Excuse you. It was me who found them, though. Eri, let Miko take care of it. It is her job, after all. Okay, fine. Miko went to put the crystals where they belonged. One by one, they fused with the immense piece of fluorescent blue rock. An iridescent light illuminated the room, and a sense of peace pervaded my body. The scene was an utterly magnificent sight. There, that's done. She looked at the great crystal with satisfaction. By the way, Eri, where did you find them exactly? The boys told me what you told them, but I'd like to hear your version of events. Well, just be happy with their version. Jeez. I told her everything that had happened in the caves, the sinious labyrinth that we went through, my broken mask, how we met Ashkor, and the oracle. She wasn't really surprised to hear she'd accompanied me, supported me, and protected me. I described in great detail the massive crystals I found, the veins encrusted in the rock which seemed to make the walls come alive. When did you start hurting? Describe what the pain felt like. It was horrible. It felt like my hands were burning. Why didn't you stop? I don't know. I really wanted to finish the job. After all, I hadn't come all that way to give up when I was so close to my goal. That was very courageous of you. Did the pain totally disappear afterwards? No, it took me several minutes to recover, but I felt totally better real soon after. That is fortunate. However, to be honest, I still don't understand why the crystal was so violent with me. The other times, I didn't feel any pain on point of contact. Those pieces were corrupted. Corrupted? Yes. When they are far away from here, the crystals get corrupted with variable intensity. The pieces you'd previously had contact with were still pure. How can a piece of crystal become corrupted, and why isn't the great crystal? We don't know what makes a crystal switch. It's a phenomenon we cannot yet explain. There are several theories. Disequilibrium in the mana it contains, incompatibility with the surrounding equilibrium, etc. However, what we do know is that the great crystal belongs here, blessed with the light and the benevolence of the oracle. Here is where it should be. I see. Here is where it belongs. Exactly. I think I've said everything I should tell you. Maybe I should leave you two alone. No, wait. I wanted to tell you something very important. Okay, what is it? This is not the first time the oracle has appeared to you, and you should know that I don't believe in coincidences. You have some kind of link with her. If I'm not mistaken, the oracle's birth was just after the blue sacrifice, so I was wondering, am I maybe a dragon? If only it was that simple. The oracle doesn't have any kind of formal descendants because she is not a being of flesh. Therefore, that is impossible. I do not know why you have her blessing, but if she has chosen you, we cannot close her eyes to that. Eri, you are an exceptional person, and I'm very mad at myself for not having noticed that sooner. Ha! I wanted to tell her where to go. After all I'd suffered because of her, this apology of hers really was not going down well. Miko, I wanted to cry. I was so moved by what she was saying. Thank you, Miko. No, I'm going with the first one. There. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for hearing me out. No, it's okay. I'd better go rest. I'm getting oversensitive. It's been 2 days since my meeting in the crystal room with Miko. No one said anything to me about what happened in Bolivia. I'm starting to wonder why. I'm going to go see Ikara and ask if she has any more information. I set off to go find Ikara in the library, but she caught me on the way to tell me a big meeting was going to happen, sort of on the fly. It's going to be in an hour, okay? Don't forget, 1 hour. Ikara, she's already gone. All right. What? Hey, what? Why is he here? I thought he left. That's become her new technique to force you into accepting things. Oh, Kiro, huh? What new technique? Wait, why are you here? What? Ordering you to do something, then running away before you have time to reply. It's a good technique, although I imagine it has its limits. Didn't he leave? For now, she's doing pretty well with it, haha. It looks like you're in a better mood in any case. I still am. What? Didn't he? I thought he already left. And are you still sure you're going to leave the Gardavel? Even more than before. Oh, really? I've done quite a bit of thinking, and even though I refuse to be a part of the Light Guard again, I must admit that I have nowhere else to go. My life is here, despite all the bitterness I carry in my life. I have all my friends here, my work, my passions. I'm also staying here for your sake. For mine. I was very touched by what you told me the other day. It's a little medieval knight of me, but I want to be here for you in case something goes wrong. Oh, we talked about this for a little while. Deep down, I'm happy Kiro decided to stay. Several members of HQ started to arrive. And I saw Nevra, from far away. I'm not mad anymore. He's okay. Despite everything, I'm really happy he's okay. He was poisoned because of me, and if there had been any serious consequences, I don't know if I'd have been able to bear it. Is everybody here? I'm very sorry to have summoned you at the last minute like this, but I have a series of announcements to make. There have been rumors circulating for a few days, since the return of some of your comrades. Miko then explained everything that had happened in Bolivia, the conflict between the Myconides and the Bolivians, the plan we made, and my exceptional contribution, her words, not mine, to the mission's success. She's got brains, that kid, even though it was very flattering. I was pretty embarrassed by everyone staring at me. She continued her speech and mentioned the appearance of the oracle and the crystals in the cave, and that was why the Myconides had been so out of control. Then she announced news I didn't even know myself. What is it? What is it? I ask you to give a warm welcome to the new members of the Guard of El. Am I dreaming? Could it be Leodil and Milo? What? You can be my friend. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mummy, can I eat it? Mary, no, but you can become its friend. Oh my god, do not eat it. High five then. Looks so worried. I learned that since I had taken the crystals out of the rock, life had become normal again for the Myconides. They felt alive and full of power. They hadn't had any further problems with their powers. For those who do not trust them, I think you can trust the diagnosis and analysis made by the new member of the Light Guard, Evelyn. She's made a decision. That's great. I started clapping and the other members of the guard followed suit. I have one more thing to tell you, and I'd like complete silence while I do. Her smiling turned to seriousness. I wonder what else she needs to say. I know it's probably going to embarrass you. Oh god, what? I know it's probably going to embarrass you even more, but Eri, could you please step forward? What? I felt the blush reach my cheeks, but I stepped forward like Miko asked me to. I presume that you all know Eri. We have never officially presented her, but it is time to amend that. Eri is an earthling. I hear a few exclamations of surprise. Looks like not everybody knew that. She's not of this world, even though she does have a little fairy blood in her, like us. As you also know, humans are not common in our world, and every time one of them becomes known to Eldarya, it provokes a wave of interest. The latest achievements of Eri have done that. Certain beings in high places have located the human, as they call her. I threw a horrified look in Miko's direction. What is this? Let's be clear on this point. This earthling is under our protection. Whosoever approaches her will have the Guard of El to deal with. Eri is not an earthling. She's one of us. That's right. We'll protect her. When they come looking for her, we'll kick their... I'm both touched and extremely uneasy about this. I don't think I've ever been as red as this in my entire life. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. Miko turned on me solemnly. I should have done this since the beginning instead of doubting you. Eri, I know I'll never be able to make up for what I did to you. You're damn right. I know that because of my careless decisions, you lost your family. I can't take that back because I don't know how. But in the meantime, we're here for you. I will never let fear direct me, nor dictate the destinies of others. I thank you. All of you, I suppose. The meeting finished with everyone applauding, and in a joyous atmosphere, I really felt the warm feelings of each member of the guard. Unfortunately, I don't know what to think. Maybe it's too soon for me. The only thing I'm sure of is that this is the first time since I arrived here that I feel accepted just as I am. Whew! Whoa, that was a long episode. Okay, so there was only one illustration in that episode, which I managed to get, so that's good. I guess that now we have to kind of just forgive everyone and move on, I suppose, even though I'm still going to be a little bit salty about it, especially towards Miko. So that was episode 16, and I did actually really enjoy playing through it, so I think I'll continue on to episode 17 as soon as I can and try and get all caught up with the episodes. So thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more Let's Play, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!